Welcome to the Collision Hub News Network, your monthly source for the collision repair news, events, and the information you need to keep your business moving ahead. I'm Allison Carter, filling in for Mindy Van Kuren this month while she's away on vacation. In this episode, nationwide hit with bad faith judgment, First Lady of Refinish retires, Volkswagen reaches $14.7 billion settlement, Department of Insurance weighs in on scanning. These stories and much more, so let's get started.
This is CHNN.
House of Color celebrates 60 years of stunning color with a fully overhauled website designed with you in mind. HouseofColor.com offers a user-friendly experience with improved navigation, detailed product information, videos, and access to our social media accounts on one page. We invite you to browse the custom color options, enabling you to find the perfect match for your project in almost every gloss, sparkle, or head-turning hue imaginable. See what's new at houseofcolor.com today.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance has been hit with a substantial judgment after an alleged failure to settle a claim following the death of a Georgia mother. The insurer was ordered to pay more than $8.1 million in damages by a federal court last month. 25-year-old Stacy Camacho was killed in 2005 when a commercial van driven by a drunk driver ran a red light. The driver, Nationwide policyholder Singh Park, was found guilty of vehicular homicide and imprisoned. Just after the accident, Camacho's husband, Jesus Camacho, and her mother, LaJean Nichols, made a demand for Park's liability policy limit of $100,000. Nationwide rejected the offer over differences in limited liability release versus a general release. When no agreement was reached the following year, a wrongful death suit against Park was filed in Fulton County State Court. In 2009, a jury awarded Camacho and Nichols a $5.7 million judgment. Park assigned his rights in the claim over to the family's attorney to file suit against Nationwide for bad faith in failing to settle the claims against him. On September 8, 2015, Nationwide was found to have acted negligently and in bad faith for failure to settle the claim. Just this month, the court awarded damages of $5.7 million for the original verdict, plus more than $2.4 million in interest. Jack Taylor, founder of rental car giant Enterprise, has died at the age of 94. Taylor, who grew a 7-car leasing company into the largest car and truck fleet in the world, died on July 2nd in his home just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Taylor enrolled at Washington University in 1940. Immediately after the shocking attack on Pearl Harbor, he answered the call to service and joined the U.S. Navy flying F-6 Hellcat fighters across the Pacific from the deck of the USS Enterprise. During his service, he was awarded 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses and the Navy Air Medal. After the war, he returned to St. Louis and took a job selling cars at Lindbergh Cadillac. By the age of 35, he noticed the rental car trend, which was still new in the 1950s. Taylor took the opportunity to go into the rental business, expanding his new executive leasing company located in the lower level of the dealership in 1957. He would later name the business after the aircraft carrier he served on during the war, Enterprise. At the time of his death, the company controlled a fleet of over 1.7 million cars, 91,000 employees, and more than 9,000 locations around the world. It's hard to imagine a part of the collision repair industry that is not touched by Enterprise daily. Volkswagen has reached a $14.7 billion settlement with U.S. car owners. Under the deal, Volkswagen is offering to repair or buy back vehicles that violate United States emission laws. Drivers of leased vehicles may also cancel their leases without penalty. Volkswagen was found to have intentionally violated U.S. environmental law. The car company installed software that allowed vehicles to emit more nitrogen oxides in real-world conditions than during EPA tests. The settlement plan applies to almost 500,000 2-liter TDI diesel vehicles sold by VW and Audi from model years 2009 through 2015. Drivers may also be entitled to $5,000 each if they agree to forego their legal right to sue VW for this violation. VW may also face a maximum $18 billion fine for intentionally violating EPA regulations. But as part of the settlement, VW has agreed to offset some of its environmental impact by investing in clean technologies. The details have not been made public at this time. Volkswagen stated they are committed to earning back the trust of its customers, dealers, regulators, and the American public.
Since the launch of 90 Line 25 years ago, Glasurit has been a leader in refinish and waterborne innovation. Today, Glasurit continues to offer innovative products with the introduction of 8 high-hiding waterborne toners. Glasurit Color Advance Boosters. Glasurit Color Advance Boosters offer many benefits for collision repair facilities. Ultra-high pigment concentration enables better hiding with less material consumption. Reduce 90 Line base consumption by up to 50% with the Color Advance Boosters. In some cases, these boosters completely eliminate the need for gray shade undercoats. Fewer coat applications allow for shorter process times, generating higher daily booth throughput. Finally, you can lower your material consumption, increase your profits, and decrease your process times. Please contact your BASF account representative for questions, or visit us at basfrefinish.com.
The ProSpot i5 Smart Welder is designed to handle all of your collision repair needs. With Auto Weld Mode, the i5 measures, senses, and welds consistently every time you pull the trigger, regardless of metal thickness or type, ensuring a factory quality repair. The high-resolution full-color touchscreen display simplifies navigation through more than 4,000 OEM repair screens. The updatable software features weld data and repair recommendations from the top automotive manufacturers. Raise your shop's collision repair IQ with the ProSpot i5 Smart Welder. Call your local ProSpot distributor today for a demonstration.
A Tesla Model S driver, Joshua Brown, was killed in a crash with autopilot active in Williston, Florida. The accident occurred when a tractor-trailer drove across a divided highway. The driver failed to observe the trailer, and the Tesla never applied auto brakes. Because of the height of the trailer and its positioning across the road, the Model S passed under, and first impact was between the windshield and the trailer, Tesla said. Had the trailer been lower, they claim the system would have activated and serious injury would have been prevented. The technology has been used effectively for more than 130 million driven miles. Tesla does require drivers to agree that the system is still in beta and that they must be prepared to take over at any time. NHTSA's Office of Defects Investigation will examine the design and performance of the automated driving systems in use at the time of the crash. Our First Lady of Refinish is stepping down. Axalta's Petra Schroeder is retiring just 2 months shy of her 47th year in the refinish business. Petra was born and raised in Germany, and at the age of 16 accepted an internship at Herbert in Wuppertal. What started as a 3-year internship grew into a lifelong passion. Forgoing plans to attend university, Petra took on the role of product manager with Herbert. In 1995, she moved to the United States to be the technical services director for American Standox before becoming the brand development manager at Axalta. But Petra is adamant she is not out of the industry completely. Petra served as vice chair on the board of directors of the Women's Industry Network and is the incoming chair. She said she will also continue to support Skills USA, CREF, CIF, and other industry organizations. Those in the industry can expect to see her at industry events like SCRS, NACE, and SEMA. In an interview with CHNN, Petra expressed her admiration for those she has worked with over her career, stating that the industry will never leave her. And she feels blessed to have been a part of it. Petra, thank you for an amazing 47 years. Your example and years of leadership have served the associations and people of our industry in ways you may never know. We are looking forward to your continued involvement. Nissan has announced it will not allow collision repairs and auto glass technicians to reuse rearview mirrors on 4 of its 2016 models. The new rule applies to Leaf, Juke, Sentra, and Quest models only. This new rule is not the end to Nissan's restrictions on glass, however. The auto manufacturer said in a statement that Nissan North America does not support the use of aftermarket or recycled glass in a repair situation. It warned of the role glass played in the safety of today's vehicles, from structural rigidity to integration with advanced vehicle technology. Nissan cautioned that alternative glass should be used only in unavoidable situations, where the repair has verified it meets the same specifications and similar quality to the OEM windshield being replaced. For a complete copy of the collision position statement from Nissan regarding rearview mirrors and glass replacement, visit Repair Driven News.
Every body shop has a bit of rivalry between its painters and body men. It's only natural, but they agree on one thing. With Cubitron 2 abrasive discs, wheels, and belts, cars are prepped faster and come out looking better. It might even lead to a new appreciation for each other.
Introducing the SADA Clean RCS Micro, an all-in-one rapid spray gun cleaning system, providing quick between-job cleaning. Perfect for both waterborne and solvent-based paint systems. The small wall-mounted Clean RCS Micro is only 9 inches wide and can be mounted right in the mixing room, increasing productivity and profitability. The Clean RCS Micro quickly and thoroughly cleans your spray gun, even with tough color changes like red to white. Optimize your shop's time and money with the high cleaning efficiency of the SADA Clean RCS Micro.
Duplicating OEM joining methods in today's collision repair facilities is an important part of the repair process. Here's Larry with more on these methods.
Hi, I'm Larry Montanez from P&L Consultants, and I'm here today over at Collision Hub for our monthly update on information in the collision repair business. Today's topic, we're going to talk about joining methods and panel preparation. Basically, there's 4 types of joining methods that are used in the aftermarket field to try and duplicate or do what the OEM wants us to do, and that would be welding, some sort of bonding, weld bonding, or some sort of mechanical fastener with bonding material. So let's go over welding first. With welding, we have metal active gas welding, or GMAW. Gas metal active welding would be a process of using what many people call MIG welding. And because we have CO2 mixed in with it, it's not an inert gas anymore, it's now a mixed gas, and it's an active gas, so that's why it's MAG welding. With that process, we're pretty used to that. It's been going on for a very long time. Panel preparation for that would be cleaning the outside of the panel, in between the panels, and more than likely, based on what the OEM wants you to do, you'll probably be putting some sort of weld-through primer in those areas, probably a zinc or a LumaZinc type product. You might want to avoid using copper. Another process we'll be doing, and the panel will get prepped up the same way, would be MIG brazing, where you're using silicone bronze wire with a pure argon gas, which would be MIG welding. And then we have MIG aluminum welding, which is a really big subject we can get into. But even then, the aluminum panels would be also sanded and cleaned on the inside and the outside. But in this case, you don't need weld-through primer. If we go strictly to bonding, bonding now becomes an OEM procedure if they allow bonding to be done, such as an outer door panel onto the door skin. Then you would actually have to read the manufacturer of the adhesives procedure. If the material contains some sort of corrosion protection properties, you're going to be cleaning the flange on the new panel, and you'll be cleaning the flange on the old panel or the structure of the car. And that has to be completely cleaned to bare metal. You'll put out one bead on the vehicle, and you'll put out another bead of material on the new panel. You'll spread both of those out and cover all bare metal areas because the material has corrosion protection properties. And then you'll put a third bead for bond line thickness. Now, that type of procedure is required by certain adhesive makers because of their material contains some sort of corrosion protection property. When it doesn't contain corrosion protection properties, you'll put one bead on either one of the panels, but the new panel, the E-coat from the factory, would be scuffed, and on the structure of the vehicle, you would actually sand it and have to put some sort of primer required by the adhesive maker. Now, if we get into our other two processes, mechanical fastener bonding and weld bonding, the panels will be basically set up the same way. So you would actually have a cleaned area that is to bare metal in between the flanges, and you would put out your adhesives the same way, one on each side and an extra bonding material for bond line thickness. Now for mechanical fasteners, you'll see the flow drill screws, FSDs, or you'll see rivet bonding. And obviously we'll have holes in the panels for that. With weld bonding, and this is the same with resistance welding, you're using resistance welds with an adhesive. In between the panels is always cleaned out, and then the adhesive is put out for the weld bonding process. On the outside of the panels, or the flanges where the electrodes are going to make contact, those areas have to be cleaned, both on the outer panel and on the inner panel, the backside of the inner panel, so that there can be a proper electrical connection between the areas. A lot of technicians make a mistake of only cleaning the outside panel and not the backside of the inner panel. So this is an important process they need to do. Getting back to welding with resistance welding, let's say we're not having material in there. Depending on what the manufacturer of the car says, in between the panels you may have to put weld-through primer by sanding both flanges completely to bare metal, and then the outside of the panels, the actual outer areas where the electrodes will make contact, you'll sand those areas. In some cases, the manufacturer may let you leave on the new panel the factory E-code. Once again, it's very important to read the OEM repair procedures, and whatever material they recommend, then follow the instructions that come with that particular material to know how that material maker wants their panel set up so that the adhesive does the job it's supposed to do and actually stick or adhere to the panels that it's being put onto. Thanks guys, I'll see you guys next month.
The debate over the necessity of scanning collision-damaged vehicles continues to heat up. Just recently, Nationwide came under fire for denying pre- and post-repair trouble code scanning. A local-level Nationwide employee claimed that the insurer's policy was to not scan without a warning light activated. Nationwide later confirmed that this is not, in fact, corporate policy. The insurer says it evaluates the facts and circumstances of each claim and covers losses that are reasonable, including diagnostics. And they are not the only insurer garnering attention from failing to cover scans. State Farm was advised by the Mississippi Department of Insurance to give specifics on what aspects of a repair would cause them to refuse scanning on each claim. Simply stating that a claim is handled on its merits is not sufficient for denial of coverage and deviation from known OEM position statement. More and more OEMs are moving to require pre- and post-repair scans in all vehicles within collision repair centers. In addition to Fiat Chrysler automobiles, Nissan also recently released a statement requiring post-repair scans on every vehicle. Look for more discussion on the topic with insurers and repairers next month during the NACE Expo in Anaheim, California. Last month, more than 6,000 students from across the country competed at the annual Skills USA National Championships and Leadership Convention. Included within the competitions of Skills USA is the automotive refinishing technology and collision repair technology in both high school and post-secondary categories. The winners in automotive refinish for high school are gold, Benjamin Falconer of Ames Community College, Windsor in Colorado; silver, Alex Perks of Technical Careers High School in Idaho; and bronze, Colton Leon of West MEC Northeast Campus in Arizona. Post-secondary winners are gold, Wyatt Nick of Washtenaw Community College in Michigan; silver, William May of Washburn Tech in Kansas; and bronze, Eden Mays of Greenville Technical College in South Carolina. The winners of collision repair technology for high school are gold, Alan Zimmerman of Vanguard Sentinel CTC Sentinel Campus in Ohio; silver, Tyler W. Stroop of Saginaw Career Complex in Michigan; and bronze, Frederick C. Teed Upper Cap Regional in Massachusetts. Post-secondary winners are gold, Daniel Dwyer of Waubonsee Community College in Illinois; silver, Matthias Rapay of Fayetteville Technical Community College in North Carolina, and bronze, Riley Pegarick of Scott Community College in Iowa. Most notably, Benjamin Falconer won his second consecutive gold in automotive refinishing. For an industry in need of outstanding new talent, these students represent a bright future to collision repair centers across the country. A big congratulations to all the winners in the collision repair and automotive refinish competitions and their schools.
A true mobile estimating solution is here. AutoExplore's mobile estimating can help you dramatically improve your estimating process. It is device independent and goes where you go. Whether you have an iPhone, iPad, Android tablet, or Windows Surface, you can start your estimate anywhere you have connectivity. It includes the great features of Autotext estimating, such as AutoVin and color-coded intelligent 3D graphics, allowing any appraiser to easily capture the VIN, vehicle options, photos, and vehicle damage in order to create the most accurate estimate and impress your prospective customer. Whether you're moving around your shop or working remotely, let mobile estimating from AutoExplore help you be more efficient, accurate, and ultimately get more keys.
Air pressure quality and volume are vital components to a great refinish and less rework. For more, here's Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony Larimer. I'm with Dan Am Company. We get a lot of questions in the industry. We see a lot on forums regarding air pressures and how important they are. There's such a variety of air pressures that are used today by painters across the country, and we want to address a couple of the things that air pressures do affect. The first one would be just having enough air volume to keep a constant pressure seems to be something that we see over and over and over. It doesn't have to be a small shop, doesn't have to be a large shop, but it's typically not in the compressor category that we see most of the major issues that are the most simple to fix. It's in the airline. By choosing an airline that flows a high volume of air with no turbulence, with no restriction, you can guarantee that your paint work is going to be better. You're going to have clean air that's going to not give you contaminants, but keeping that air pressure at a constant, controlled pressure each time you paint, and particularly each time you paint with specific colors, can definitely help you keep better color match and keep a more even film build. The next thing that we see is the use of air blowers for drying waterborne base coat. There's a lot of examples of those out there in the market. Many of them use a very, very high CFM, and they really don't magnify the CFM that much coming out the end of that tool. The one that I want to show you offers a very low CFM use and a very high CFM output. By choosing a tool like this, which is the DryJet 2, it offers not only a very low CFM, but at 35 PSI, which is the max pressure we recommend, it only uses 9.35 CFM, but it magnifies by 10 times. Using ambient air inside, creating a vortex, blowing in a very large adjustable fan to a very wide surface area, it offers 93.5 CFM out, so 10 times. Very low CFM in, very high CFM output, gives us a very fast working speed over a large surface area. Where that's important though is that it does not use up all of the air that the other painters in the shop need. So it's critical to pick a tool that's not going to overuse the air volume that's available to you, but definitely will speed up your dry times and make your job work very quickly. Other tools similar to these can use up to 2 times that much air volume. Now 9.35 CFM isn't a lot of air volume. However, you take that times 2 in each booth and you have 4 painters in a shop who has an extra 72 CFM of air lying around that they can use. It's very limited number of shops that have that. So you want to make sure you choose a tool like this wisely. Many of them out there using 20, 21 CFM can definitely harm how much air you have in your shop for use for anything else, whether it be painters or even in the collision repair side. Lastly is the spray guns. Spray guns are the biggest subject that we talk about on all of the forums regarding air pressure. Now, both of these are HVLP. The small gun only uses 4.1 CFM of air at 29 PSI. And the HVLP 5000 uses about 15.2 CFM at 29 PSI. Now, reading the forums, watching social media, we see a lot of people talking about how they're spraying base coat or they're spraying clear coat up in that 35, 36 PSI range, which is definitely not necessary with today's products. We have an RP version of this 5000 that are using pressure starting at about the 26 PSI range. We get into some very fast clears, which are lower in solids, higher in content of solvent, And when those types of products are used that are very fast, they typically, with the lower solids, they have a lot of evaporation rate because of the fast acetone that's inside. Now, when you have that, we're running lower air pressures. So we're seeing in the RP gun, we're seeing pressures in that 20 to 22 pound range very often for some of those lower solids, very fast clears. We get into a cooler day, they may move up a couple PSI into the 24 pound range. However, that's typical. We're also seeing a lot done with low VOC compliant solvent base coats that are out there to meet the 3.5 pound VOC range. Products are typically being used anywhere from as low as 16 up to around 20 PSI. Every company is a bit different, so we definitely want to make sure that you check with your paint manufacturer. But air pressures are critical. If you take that same product that was designed to spray at 18 PSI to 20 PSI and try and spray it at 28, 29, up into the 30s, you could see an incredibly silver effect in metallics, or you could see issues with it splitting a fan. You could see issues with missed fan shapes just simply because you've blown too much air at it and it wasn't how that product was designed. The minigun is probably the one that we'll see with the most versatility in air pressure. Again, many people doing small spot repairs in the low teens, down around 10, 12, 14 PSI for very small damage. Or as high as 29 PSI for spraying larger surfaces. But you have to take a look at the color you're spraying. You take a color like a pewter color in that family, where it can spray from a silver all the way to a gold or a dark grainy gray. And you can change some of that with color pressure or with air pressure to give you some of those differences in color. But air pressure is critical to make sure that each time, whichever gun you're using, that you make sure that when you know a color and you've sprayed that color multiple times, that you do spray out cards, you check that each time that you go to spray that color again on another vehicle to see if one of the colors that you sprayed in the past or one version of that sprays the same each time. That means checking your viscosity, means checking your air pressure. Just make sure that you're consistent each time. Make sure that you're using digital technology gauges so that you know when you're spraying your control coat or your drop coat or effect coat. Make sure that you're spraying that at 17 PSI or 18 PSI or 20 PSI, whichever that your paint company recommends. But make sure that you're doing that consistently each and every time. It's not a guessing game anymore. Keep it very consistent. Keep it very clear using a digital gauge and mark that down so the next time you do that same color on a different RO, it's going to be the same outcome. For more information about anything that we've just talked about or anything else regarding SATA spray equipment or Dan-Am Air, you can find us at SATAUSA.com or any of our social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Paints and coatings. It's all we do. It's why we're a leader in developing the industry's most advanced coating systems and constantly reinvesting in innovation to make it even better. Putting the latest technology into the hands of today's best painters. Giving them world-class skills, hands-on training, and real-world experience in our state-of-the-art learning and development centers. Plus, online courses available anytime and virtual learning that brings live instructor-led training right to your team wherever they work, giving you the tools you need to help increase your profits and improve your bottom line. Axalta, the ultimate in coating systems, the ultimate in training, the ultimate edge for you and your shop. Get it now at axaltalearningcampus.com.
With great sadness, we say goodbye to Collision Hub's founding board member and mentor to our CEO, Dave Henderson. Henderson was a husband, father, and grandfather, and the founder of C Progress and Autowatch, who passed away unexpectedly. Dave began his career as a collision repair technician in Detroit, Michigan. His passion for the industry and its people led him to create a platform that allowed customer interaction with collision repair that had never been done before. C Progress, or Autowatch, was his vision for every technician to show the vehicle owner the skill and care that is put into each vehicle repaired, just like himself. His kindness, funny jokes, and friendly smile will be missed. Dave was 62. Thank you for watching this month's episode of Collision Hub News. We hope you'll make CHNN your source for the collision repair news and information you need. Want more in-depth coverage of the stories you heard about today? please visit Repair Driven News, your daily source for information and editorial features for the collision repair industry. If you need to catch up on past episodes of CHNN, visit the YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe, ensuring you'll never miss another edition.
This program is brought to you through the support of these sponsors. This is CHNN.